Hello, everyone's. I am here for my review of American Horror Stories, Season 2, Episode 3. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I am Lady T. I like to do reviews on scripted reality shows, and also do reactions. If you're returning, you one of my peoples, welcome back. So, we don't have any comments from last week's video, so we're going to jump right in. Now, I'm going to tell y'all. This one started off very, very slow, and I did not know where it was going. And in the end, I was like, I did not see that coming. Where did we turn? And I guess if I had been paying attention, I would have noticed some things. But like my mind was over here looking over there and thinking it was somebody over there. But then all alone, it was right in front of me. So we start off with some friends. They out at the nightclub. And one of the friends, she spots this dude. It's like, oh, hey, cool, he look nice. Okay, I seen him first. So she goes to the dude. They dance and doing all those things. They go out to her car and they have sex. And this is when he's like, he knows the deal. You're gonna want my number. Then you're gonna want to have me call you. Then he's like, how come you're not calling me so much? Being a bugaboo. She's like, all I want you to do is get out of my car. For real, for real. This was like us hunching in my car in the parking lot of a club. Nothing more, nothing less. That's all I want you to do is get out of my car. This is when we flip to her driving home. It's nighttime, of course, because she's just left the club. And okay, there's a person behind her, flashing his headlights, blowing the horn, bumping into her, doing all the things. So she's like, oh, snap, somebody's following me, somebody's trying to get me. So, like, she does some ducking and dodging, somehow swerves, and his car twists around, and she was able to duck off. She's scared, like, bruh, like, what's good? And she gets home, and I thought it was her brother she was talking to, but no, it is her husband. They're in an open relationship, and I was like, I could not do it. Uh-uh. The husband is the husband is worried, and like rightfully so, but like she starts hearing like noises in the house, and like most people, not me, but most people, she goes and investigates the strange noises. And I'm like, this looks like a nice house, but there are so many dangers in this house. The stairway, one of the stairwells, ways for me, the going down the right side is against the wall, fine. But on the left side, like once you get to a certain spot, it's just nothing there. No arm rail, no like handrail, no nothing. It's just drop off. So if you happen to be drunk or you just happen to lose your balance, you falling over the side. You hurting yourself. For real, for real. And I'm like, that just does not seem safe. She's venturing all over the house investigating this strange noise. And I'm like, with a house like that, it seems like you would have like an alarm system going on. And then I like the alarm system back in the day to where like it was wires hooked up and everything, but nowadays, they could probably hack your like security system. Not trying to scare anybody, I'm just stating the truth. She ends up going to the basement and like closing the door. If y'all can hear my husband in the room, I do apologize. For whatever reason, he be having that TV blasting so loud. I'm not even gonna say I'm not drinking anymore on these videos. I drinks coffee and I need my coffee to wake me up. Even though it's decaf. I just like the taste of coffee. It does kind of perk me up. I don't know why. But anyway, where we at? She didn't went out again. Hooked up with somebody again. This time it was a female, and her friend like was like, "Girl, did I not tell you to stop hooking up with people?" And she's like, "No, you told me to stop hooking up with men. Clearly, this was a woman. So what is your problem?" I was like, "Okay, we playing the word game. You knew what I meant." But she's like, "You knew what your husband was right. You are a freak. You are nasty." I'm paraphrasing, like, "I'm done with you." And she walks off. This is when she notices this Jeep. So this is when she gets her detective on, and becomes slightly stupid, if you ask me. She goes over to the car. She sees the dude who is walking towards the car with a young lady. So, she got to follow them. She's on the case. She writes down the license plate number. Now, it's the next morning. She is so focused on typing out this license plate number and finding out who this car belongs to, which, side note, did not know that you could do that. I don't know if that's an actual factual thing, but in their world, she was able to look up the license plate, find out the person, get all of his information. She's focused on that she doesn't even care or is paying attention to the fact that her husband says he no longer wants to be in this relationship anymore and that he is going to be moving out. He don't want to do it no more. So what does she do? She gets the bright idea. I'm going to go to this person's place of employment to figure out who he is. And I'm like, you were acting stupid, ma'am. So that's what she does. She goes to this person's place of employment. He works at like a very classy, like, I don't want to say Home Goods, but what is like a very, very expensive like home decor kitchen appliance store. So he was like, yes, ma'am, these knives are the latest of the knives. See how the weight of them. He's explaining the knives and all that good jazz of what's going on. And she's like, yeah, I ain't got a boyfriend. I got a husband. He's like, okay, cool. Yeah, I guess that's okay. But she doesn't stop there. She goes to this man's house. And I'm like, so you not only follow this man, you follow him, get his license plate number, look him up, go to his place of employment, then we go to his house. And I don't want to say she broke in because it seemed like the door was unlocked, which was stupid to me because my front door stays locked at all times. It's locked right now, which I'm wondering why my night latch ain't on the door because my husband is in here and he knows I keep that night latch on. I had to do that when I get out the video because I'm not going to stop right now because I am on what? A roll. So she in his house. She's snooping. She sees on the wall some like missing posters. So I was like, okay, so now you, at this point, you have become a stalker and you have broken and entered into this man's house. But he in the shower, so she got to duck up under the doggone desk. So he done got dressed. He leave out the door. This is when she was really, really, really stupid because she immediately gets out from under the desk and walks in. I'm like, you were very, very loud walking down the hallway. And this is when he pops up. I'm like, ma'am, this is what you do. Especially like, say, your mama's gone for the evening and you're not supposed to leave the house. You don't jump up immediately and she doggone goes around the corner. No, you wait a few minutes. And I know that because me and my cousin did that when we was 14 years old. We wasn't supposed to go outside. Statute of limitations is up, and I don't think her mama watching my videos, so I'm gonna come clean. We 14 years old. It is the summertime. We are over her mama's house. Her mama tells us, do not leave. Don't go outside. What do? We sitting there watching TV. She done left. We waited the 15 minutes, in case she forgets something. Okay, it's been 15 minutes. We going outside. What happens? We think we see her. We are outside, but we're like, they live in an apartment. So we were like on the front porch area. We think we see her car, so we run back in and slam the door. But the lock, the little twist one, falls inside somehow the door. When you scared and paranoid, thinking does not come easily, at least for me. We trying to use a knife to get it out. So now it's like, we really can't go outside now. It's almost like she rigged the door so we wouldn't go outside because we can't, lock the door if it's broke. So yeah, we doggone it that evening. We laying in the bed, but we can't go to sleep until she comes in the house. Cause ain't nothing worse than being sleeping and waking up but you being in trouble. I know I done went on a side note, but I'm almost done with my story. She comes in, it's like, oh my goodness, what's wrong with the door? She did not come into that room. We gave her a good 30 minutes. She didn't come in, so we was cool. We already had our stories. We had our story set. Story didn't make sense, but she didn't say nothing. We was watching TV, and when she shut the door, we heard a clank. We're like, what is that? So we went to go see, and that's when we noticed that the knob was broke. Yeah, but yeah, like that's a long way of saying you don't hop up as soon as the person you're trying to get away from leaves. So now he like, bro, what's good? He got him a bat. She got her a knife. And he was like, you came to my store. She was like, yeah. And you was the one following me the other night. He was like, yeah, because it was some dude in the back of your car. And she was like, what? He was like, yeah, all these crazy mess going around. I was in my car and I looked over and I seen some dude pop up. She was like, really? He's like, well, nobody in my back seat. He's like, it was. So I was following you, trying to get your attention, and like, hey, there's some dude in the back of your car. Now that I think that was like an urban legend or something. There, I've heard that story before, where somebody thought that um it was somebody in her back seat, and like person was honking and all that other stuff, and like when some stories variable, like when they get to like a gas station, there was somebody in the back seat looking like that. Some variations, the person was unalive. Yeah. But where we at? Yeah. So they confront each other, you know. And she's like, really? Oh, that was so nice of you. Then I was like, man, what are we doing? We still don't know this dude. And this is when the tables turn. Because when it looks like she's like fin to make her move on him, she got a syringe and she is about to knock dude out. But like he got enough energy and strength so he can choke her out. And this is when the husband comes in and bashes dude in the head. Now this is really when it takes a really, 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 really left turn. Left way, this way. I'm like, what is going on? She has her own torture unalive room in her home, in her basement. I was like, you know what, Huck from what's it called? Scandal would love this room. She got him tied to the chair, and she's basically, like, I'm ridding the world of no good people. This man right here just happened to be in the crossfire because he happened to see the last dude, dude from the beginning, the first dude she was hunting on. He was knocked out in her seat, but he wouldn't stay down. This dude in particular now just happened to be a good Samaritan trying to let her know. But now you can't live because you seen what was going on. She didn't cut the man's doggone finger off. And when I tell you, she was like, she was talking about how she was made fun of when she was in school because she had this birthmark on her neck and everything. And then she's like, this isn't right. And I was like, because she got this big old long, I don't know, it's like a sword almost. I don't know knives like that. And she has it to Dude's neck. And she's like, this isn't right. And I was like, is she have to change her heart? She's like, this isn't right. And then she just, and when I tell you, it was like a hot knife through butter the way she just barely, and that knife went to Dude's head. She goes upstairs and is like, husband, I know you want to leave, but like, I want us to do this together. So it wasn't so much that they had like an open relationship. It's like she just full on unalive her. a serial unaliver. So he's no longer just going to be the cleanup man, burying them in wine cellar. He is going to like go on excursions with her as well. I guess he can go out there and get victims as well. And their last victim is her friend who called her out for sleeping around. I was like, what the did not see that coming at all. I was like, well, wow. It was very slow and boring until it was like when you like when it was real that like she was the person out here unaliving people. So yeah, that was the gist. If I left anything out, by all means, leave a comment below. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Feel free to subscribe. It's free all day, every day for $8.99. Make sure your notifications are on to my beautiful Facebook video. You can click on it, you can like it and share with your people, and you can come over and be one of my peoples. If you're already one of my peoples, oh, welcome back. Y'all don't know what to do. Tell your people to tell their people to come over and be one of my peoples by clicking that icon above. This is Lady T signing off. Have a good one.